Hello everyone and welcome to Action RPG. I'm your host Aaron, and for today's video we're headed to the world of Last Epoch. Mike, one of the senior developers at 11th Hour Games, held his normal Friday Q&A live stream on Twitch, which means I get to bring you Dev Chat 142. As always, Mike answered lots of great questions from the community and gave us some visions for the future. And if anybody follows my Friday Dev Chat bingo, I am sorry to say this week we had a lot of spaces covered, but no bingos. But that is okay. If you ever want to follow along and play some bingo on Fridays, Aaron Action RPG on Twitch. All right, let's jump into the first question around campaign skip.
Are there any plans to shorten alt leveling and campaign, like getting all of your idols and 15 passes from quests? Yeah, there was something that we did. Didn't we just do, or we're about to do?
About to do.
We either just changed something about this or are about to change something about this. I can't remember if it came into play or not yet. There we go. Hotfix is live. Wow, it was really, really close to time. Sorry.
It would be great if when you jumped through the dungeons to skip the campaign, that gave you the idols and passives so that you didn't have to run the side quests. If that was unlocked, basically you can always fully skip the campaign. Wanting no LP instead of 1 LP, I completely agree.
I love 1.1 so far. The Nemesis system is so great. Thank you. But my concern is I have a feeling that the 0 LP unique are more interesting than 1 LPs. Do you think changing something in relation to that or is totally expected? I mean, it is something that we considered. The way the math works out, like the chance of getting higher than, like, on all the items where 1 LP is like a really, really exciting roll, the chance of getting that, getting 2 LP is so low that the chance of getting that, like, a 1 LP is already a really exciting thing to have on it, that, like, it's there's a really small subset of uniques that it actually makes a difference for, like really tiny, because you are more likely to just get a legendary affix onto the item instead of LP itself. And even if you do get, like, the way we understand the feeling, definitely. I get that it's like the it's the mystery box, like a boat, but a mystery box can be anything. It can be a boat. It's kind of that feeling, right? And the way the math works out, it's not really that. It's not a big deal, but the feeling is there. So if we can do something to assuage that feeling, it would be good. There's so many things like that, like the old crafting system. It's been quite a while since we changed the crafting system. Those of you that have been around for a long time will remember that.
I remember
items in the crafting system. Whenever you were like whenever you put an item in here and you're like, I'm gonna put an affix on it. I'm gonna up this affix. I'm gonna do this. There's a chance that action just completely bricks the item. Just one action, first try, bricked 100%. When I say bricked, I mean like it takes affixes off bricked. Like it really bricked the item. And so people were not pleased with the way it felt, and you know, the math was, the feeling didn't line up with the math well, and so we changed the system that we have now, and the feeling now lines up with the math, and it's the same math actually. The chances of getting like a really high-powered item didn't actually change with that update. We've added stuff on since then that has upped the chance, but like that shift didn't actually change the chance of getting a high-powered item out of the crafting system. But it feels a lot better. So I think there might be a similar solution there. Hey, we got that second LP! That's what I'm talking about. I'm not even rolling a Marksman rogue right now, but it's still cool. And there's those conflicting affixes. Poison and crit do not go well together. But this one got an exalted health affix. It's a low T6 roll, but still. That's cool. Let's give it a shot.
I'll stop Mike right there. He goes on to say that a potential solution could be that you're allowed to put in 1 LP items into the Nemesis system, but it's basically the Nemesis treats it like it's a 0, which then means potentially when you put it in there, you lose LP. You don't get the roll you want, it transfers or it turns into something else. And he thinks that would be a bad feeling and people wouldn't understand, which I agree with him. Moving on to engine upgrade. Now, I was having discussion in the official LE Discord to the community about this engine upgrade, and a lot of people are like, oh, I didn't even know about it. Listen to this.
Ooh, I really like your game. Thanks. And your team. Oh, even better. My question is about performance. You said before the patch, the engine updates is in the works. Yes, it already happened because we have a big memory issue on high-end gaming PC. Yeah. I'll just brief through these things. I did talk about this earlier, but it was early in the stream. We have not finished the memory of the engine update yet. We will announce it when we do. It'll be part of it'll likely, I assume, be part of a major patch release. So, like one of the those gigantic patch notes, it'll say like new engine release version. It'll say the dead giveaway that it's happened is FSR and GLSS is functional. That's the big dig. That's the dead giveaway that it's happened. You'll see those options show up in the settings panel. If you don't see GLSS and FSR there, it will not be there.
There you have it. In the works. Minions.
Is it a bug or a design choice that Necro's minions offer separate and go to different directions? It would feel so much better if they could stay together without having to take them by the hand all the time. They don't have any sort of like coordination AI. They're all individuals that just kind of do whatever they want. You can, and I know by the comment it sounds like you can, you know that you can press A to have a minion do something. So like I've got my manifest armor here. You can see there's this red little movement icon that's showing up in my cursor. I'm pressing A and causing it to move. So you can force them to go into specific places with the A key. But we are very interested in improving the overall quality of the AI for enemies, minions, all these sorts of things. And we do little experiments. So sometimes we'll pick one minion or one AI or one enemy, and we'll like try something out with it that we're like, this could go great or be really terrible. Worst case scenario, that one enemy's messed up. And so we do experiment every once in a while, and we'll continue to do so too.
We've been asking for it for a while, and they've said they want to do it, but minion stances. Turn them on aggressive mode, so they go out a little farther. Put them on defensive mode, so they stay closer to you. Just different ways to set your minions would be awesome. Custom UI.
All right. Do you think you will ever add movable HUD elements for stuff like Druid? It would be nice to have a rage bar somewhere closer to this character if we wanted it. I do. A customizable UI stuff is something we are interested in long term. There's still a lot of stuff in our static UI that we need to improve upon. I love this belt. I don't even care if it's useful for what I'm using right now. I am absolutely empowering this to the max.
More on the UI.
Any HUD customization settings in the works, move minimap, scale UI, and such. UI scaling is something we are working on, actually. This is another one of those, like, for the first time in a long time, people keep asking, and I keep saying no. We've started working on it. This is the same sort of thing with the cursor customization stuff, is that it's because of the mobile stuff that we're working on this. It also helps a lot for like couch play. Like if you're playing on a like controller on your couch and the TV is really far away, the UI scaling is super useful.
He says earlier in the stream that UI scaling and mouse cursor options will likely be available in the future because they need to be available for Steam Deck. Enemy dot damage
stuff. Oh yeah, dot damage. I mean, there's this is a tricky one. They are probably overtuned right now. Like enemy dot damage is probably overtuned in general right now. I don't think it is overtuned to the extent that the general rhetoric is around them right now. It's hard to tell exactly how overtuned they are. I think that there are more itemization options for it than might be immediately obvious. that's not to say that it's not overtuned and needs some work. So I think there's like several axes we'll attack the issue on, but I wouldn't expect it like tomorrow or anything like that.
Normally when people are struggling with damage over time, first thing I ask, are you using an Oracle amulet? And the answer is normally no. But also if you are an armor stacking build, you can use the new Gauntlet bases, which apply armor mitigation to also damage over time. It makes a tremendous difference. Cycle length.
Were you happy with the length of the first cycle? Are you considering having longer or shorter cycles or more or less fixed length? The first cycle was a little longer than we intended. So we were at, the first cycle lasted 4 months and I think 13 or 14 days. So it was our target cycle length is 3 to 4 months. Cycle 1 was, cycle 1.0 patch. Cycle for that lasted 4 months and 2 weeks. So we're just 2 weeks over our window, which is the 2 weeks I was referring to earlier. It's not ideal, not the end of the world. We are looking to tighten that up a bit as we go forward, so the 3-4 months is accurate. We need 2.
My big question is basically 3 months is Vessels of Hatred for Diablo 4. So there's no way Cycle 3 is going to be coming around that date, which pushes it back to late October, early November. 4 months. Traversing through the dungeons.
Are you guys happy with the way they upgrade to legendary items in the Sanctum? Yes. Personally, it feels bad to run search for 2 doors behind. Oh, the run. Yeah, okay. Search for 2 doors behind a lot of gates. Upgrade the item and plans to change it. The process of getting to the end is definitely on the change list. The way dungeons are set up in general, like the general structure of here's a short dungeon that has a unique ability. You have to use that unique ability to get through the dungeon. You have to fight the boss, use that unique ability on the boss, and then you get a unique reward that is special to that dungeon, some functionality that you can't get elsewhere. That general structure we're very happy with. The process of getting through that dungeon and the way that our randomization systems have been able to work up until now is very much something we want to improve.
Confirmed. The lead up, or the traversing the dungeons on the change list. All right, everyone. Unfortunately, we have come to the final question of Dev Chat 142. Mike, as always, thank you for your Friday live streams. We truly appreciate it. And this final question is around COF and MG. Before we're out of here, please like, share, and subscribe if you think I've earned it. It really does support the channel a lot. The best way to support is Patreon. It is the first link in the description. We just finished up movie night and game night, so the new schedule will be coming out soon for all the events coming in the end of July. And please join the Discord. We're approaching 4,300 members. We do a giveaway every 2 weeks for just being a member of my non-toxic action RPG community. We gave away some merch. We gave away copies of Last Epoch, and the current giveaway is another free copy of Last Epoch. Giveaways every 2 weeks. I'm done. Hopefully you were entertained or at least learned something. Mike, take it away.
There are changes we have planned for both COF and MG still. More for MG than COF, really, that didn't make it in yet. That will affect their relative balance, and we will take that into account and adjust their relative balance at the same time. But I don't think it's reasonable to try to make them exactly equal. We've long said that the goal is for a new player shows up and they say, hey, and everyone's bored of me saying this, but the new player shows up and say, hey, should I join COF or MG? And the response is, do you like trade or not? That's the goal. That happening is a successful balancing of the two in my books. And of course that includes a very well researched and thought out like Reddit posts explaining why one is dramatically better than the other. And that's unfortunate, and we obviously like them to be closer, but the fact is that they won't ever be exactly right, and trying to make them exactly the same will probably make both of them feel worse. So we'd rather them be a little bit imbalanced and both be fun than perfectly balanced and less fun, if that makes any sense. And for some people that will take away some of the fun. Not everyone has the same definition of fun. It's a complicated thing.